because the thing is, you came out during the heyday. You initially came out in the heyday of gangster rap, like you said. You know, you had MCA, you had all this dope stuff that was just really dropping. The climate was just real dope, right? And you were hella unique because I know they would call your style horrorcore. I listen to Gangsta Nip too, but Gangsta Nip do is horrorcore. What you do is some whole other shit. It's like some I think the term rip gut is appropriate.
Yeah. That's. I mean, they put me in the horrorcore category, and I was like, you know what I mean? I didn't really want to be known for horrorcore. I didn't really know much about it. You know what I mean? But
you know, they always go throw a label on something though, bro. So you doing this and you going through all that, man. What are you doing during this time? Is that how you? When did you link up with Strange?
It was I put an album out called Lynch by Inch on my own. It was the first album I put out myself, and I was just touring a lot. And I ran into a tech on one of his tours, and he said, "Man, Travis, the other owner of Strange Music, want to holler at you." And they brought me up in the office, and I turned them down actually the first time, and then a couple years later, I didn't know what I was doing. I had kind of got back active in the streets with a little money, helping the little homies and stuff. But I wasn't really doing no music. And Strange, came at me again, gave me some money, and I said, fuck it. And I signed and did a 3-album 360 deal with them. I shouldn't have did that, but I figured since I hadn't had an album in a while, I'd just do that. And so
It
that's
definitely,
how
you know, the one thing about messing with Strange, man, is they do a lot of touring and they're going to introduce you to their fan base. It's like if you do anything with them, you go get a whole bunch of them juggalos, you get a whole bunch of different white folks, you go broaden your fan base, you go broaden your horizons.
Hey, bro, my crowd went from black to white when I joined them.
Just that quick, huh?
Yeah, like it's funny because when I do my own tours, it's black. But when I do tours with them, it's always white. Always.
That's crazy.
I still tour with them every once in a while.
Is that because of where they're based at? And that's because the area they're based around, and they just cater to a lot of that audience?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is with Strange, Eiht? I think Tech has just built him a following because you got to think about it. Tech is kind of like Lynch in the sense that they both real unique. They both ones of one. You ain't gonna hear nobody that rap like them. They got their own kind of presence. So I think that attracts kind of like a different demographic almost. Because I know it's black people that listen to Tech, but it just happens to be a whole bunch of white folks. And I know over in Hawaii, he huge, man. They love him over there. They love him over there. And Lynch was at the beginning, early on in his career, he was messing with the Juggalos a whole lot. So I think some of that Juggalo fan base migrated over there too. But shout out to them dudes because they doing their thing. But so you got this whole litigation going on with Black Market. When did you officially dissolve your relationship with the label?
Shit, to me, when I left after season, but technically it was around 98. Because we went into court in the middle of 98 and settled later that year. So that's when I started Sick Made Music and put out some records through this distributor out of Tennessee.
So what was their problem? They just didn't want to pay?
He didn't even try to pay. It was like he was trying to punk situation, trying to punk me. That's
so
what
he
I
put
felt.
out he put out the records and he no advances, no anything. He just like, nigga, we're gonna go to the studio, you're gonna record, I'm gonna go get the deal and it. Like, nigga, I ain't giving y'all.
His major excuses, he was having problems getting the money from the distributor. That was his excuse.
And they had a deal with Priority. So there's There's the first lie right there, because you don't have to
Yeah.
get anything from the distributor. Priority gonna get their money. You get me?
Exactly.
You getting paid because Priority is getting that money from those one stops and the distributors who are motherfucking buying those records. So for him to turn
Priority is
around,
getting the check for sure.
Yeah, that
so
was
for
the first
him,
lie.
so for him to turn around and go, well, I'm having problems. There's your first lie, nigga, because your
Yeah.
deal was with Priority, and Priority ain't got no problem cutting no motherfucking check.
Oh, they
Now, you know
they
what I
know-
could see? I could see if we talking about 24 deep and he going through City Hall or whatever, and it is hell trying to collect the reserves from them cats sometimes, right? But once you get the Priority, what should have happened? I'm pretty sure Priority advanced him some money based on the sales that you have for 24 deep.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Based on what you did for 24 deep, that's how he got into the Priority building, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm pretty sure they gave him a check, which should have happened as soon as the deal with Priority.
They gave him an advance
Contract with an
And
advance tax to
especially
and
if he
everything
had-
else.
especially if he had two artists. If he had two artists and both of them came out on black market Priority, they gave him money for both of them motherfucking acts. So shit,
Yeah, so-
nigga could have got a check for anywhere between 200,000 and 500 grand because he got two
And
groups.
that's in the 90s.
Nigga, they was giving up budgets back then in the 90s.
Yep.
They was
was.
giving up minimum. The minimum was 250 grand.
Oh yeah, you was gonna get paid because you know what we got when Glasses went over to Sony, dog. And that was in the 2000s. That was kind of like when everything, it wasn't going bad, but it wasn't like it was back then. Glasses got damn near like $600,000, dog. Like in
Nigga,
total.
in 92, 93, when I found out that I was getting out of publishing money and advances and all of that, they was collecting 275,000 from Epic. And I had no idea what the budgets was. Luckily, I found out a nigga was trying to rob me, and I found out. So I basically just went and said, I'm not gonna do any more records unless y'all kick this nigga out. Fuck this shit. I'm still struggling and shit. And a nigga living in like, and they always want to front on you too, right? They always want to go buy us a gang of cars and a gang of shit. And you sitting up going like, well, goddamn, where's my shit at? Nigga, I'm on the road. I'm writing raps. I'm out here. Nigga, I had to sign 1,000 autographs yesterday at a motherfucking store. You feel me? But then when I get off the tour bus or the plane, I'm pulling back up in my motherfucking sister's driveway. Like, what the like, something is wrong. And then every time we go sit down at a meeting, you pulling up in a new whip.
Oh, man.
You should at the very least, man, thinking about it, Lynch, you should have probably been presented with another formal contract at that time with an advance and an album budget. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you were the biggest thing to come out of Sacramento at that time. You guys could have, just by doing proper business, said scene could have been still getting money today.
He sure could have. I was down. I told him, nigga, we could ride this out. Just pay a nigga.
That's all he could have did. Give you an advance, man, and even if it's an advance, like, you know what, Link, here goes 75 for an advance, and your recording budget is this, and just keep doing good business so you can keep putting out albums. Because that's the thing, it's not a lick.
And at the time too, bro, X had did that murder. So his album was semi getting banned, and that was the only artist Black Market had at the time. And his album was lightweight getting banned everywhere because he murdered somebody's mom. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
So his album was lightweight banned, not getting put in stores and stuff. So I was the main artist. So he was going in on me trying to get paid.
And Season of the Sickness, I believe it was maybe 5 years ago. I know that it's achieved gold status right now, right? You got a gold plaque for that, right?
Yeah.
So that's gone gold, and you should probably go check up on 24 Deep, bro.
Yeah, I was
24
thinking
Deep
about
sold
that.
a lot of records, bro. 24 Deep sold a lot of records, and I don't know what you can do now. I would think right about now, you probably have possession of both of those masters right now, right?
Yeah, I own those.
Yeah, so if you own it, dog, it's like it don't even matter, man. But I would check on my certification for it just to, you want your plaques and stuff, them your trophies.
Yeah, I thought about it. I go through BMG right now, so I'm gonna probably go to Fred and be, have him check that out. Though I did think about that though.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes. If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangster Chronicles, this is not